Hi, come on in. Take a seat wherever, get comfortable. My name is Paige.
Hi.
What was your name?
Renee.
Renee, it's so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Tell me, is the weather still awful out there?
Yes.
Gosh, I do not know why I still live in this state. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you doing today?
You know, doing good.
Doing
Getting
good?
through the day.
Okay, well, as you know, I am a social worker. I work through the school. My job here is to help people in whichever way possible, and not only limited to the students, but to the parents as well. Have you ever worked with a social worker before?
No.
No? Okay, well, what I'd like to see happen from these sessions are kind of like assess what's going on, see if you have any needs, and try to develop a plan to meet those needs. Would you like to get started? All right. How about you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm obviously a mother.
Okay.
I work full time. You already know my husband recently just passed away.
Yes.
I guess it's me.
That sounds like a lot to take on. Where do you work?
I work for an office. I'm a doctor.
Oh, wow. That sounds very interesting. So, tell me a little bit about your son.
My son is an only child. He has special needs. He is 13 years old. But he's like in a cognitive impairment room, but he's mild, so he can be in a mild room. So he never really had that many behaviors before his father passing, but he just has like a lot like to take on because his father was a very large part of his life.
That's understandable too. Wow, it sounds like you must be a very busy woman. And I'd like to say congratulations. You seem to be doing a really nice job.
Thank you.
As you know, we were referred by your teacher because of the behavioral issues you just discussed. Do you want to tell me a little bit about how you feel on this?
You know, it's one thing to have a child with special needs, but like I said, his behavior never really was so alarming. He never really had any difficulty with negative behaviors. It started to escalate when his father did pass. He started to act out more in class, try to be more of the class clown. Even at home, he's trying to talk back. It seems like there's some type of resentment or anger.
I see. So it seems like the passing of your husband has brought a lot of burdens with it. You mentioned that he feels resentful. Do you think that's towards you?
No, I think it's towards himself. The way my husband passed away, he was driving with my son, and I guess what my son tells me, they were driving back home from a fishing trip, and he left his hat at the cabin, and he really wanted that hat, and so my husband turned around to go get it, and on their drive up, they got into a car accident, and my husband died instantly. So my son feels like it's his fault.
He must be feeling a lot of guilt right now. That must be very hard to deal with. Do you think your son would be willing to come in and meet with me or someone like me?
I'm not really sure. The son that I had before the passing, I would say yeah, he would. But he just makes like up his mind on his own. He doesn't really listen that well, and he's just being very stubborn and like I said, I think it's just the anger issues.
Yeah. So you're having a difficult time with control.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Well, something we could do, we could work on techniques for getting through to him, maybe getting him to come in here. And then when we speak with him, we can maybe explain to him that it's not his fault, that things happen for a reason. And while it's understandable to go through some changes, different behaviors while you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, that you want to stay on the right track and not make detrimental behavioral changes. Would you be interested in doing that?
I would like to get any help that I could.
Okay.
Because it's really tough. Like, I go to work every single day. Thank God I have no financial issues. You know, like my house is paid off. My car is paid off. So I'm sitting at a very comfortable spot right now. And so just for this to be happening, like with him emotionally hurting, it's just that he doesn't really understand it's hurting me. And I'm also trying to grieve through this as well. But my son does come first.
Right.
And so I totally understand that we have to deal with him.
Okay. But aside from him, how have you been coping?
It's been really hard.
Really hard?
Very hard.
What would you say has been the hardest adjustment to make?
Just like physically not having him there. Just really makes me upset that I just can't.
You can't see him anymore and
talk
touch
to
him?
and be with him. And we were high school sweethearts. We've been together for a good 20 years now, and so.
This sounds like a very difficult loss, and you're in the right to be hurting. Like I had said before, you seem to be doing very well, and I'm sure if you give it more time, and maybe with the help of our sessions, we can get you and your son back on the right track, feeling happier in life now. Was there anything you wanted to see come from our sessions?
Yeah, I definitely want to see an improvement in my son's behavior. I want to see an improvement with his grieving mechanism. I want to see him heal more, like as if like I want to see him heal more. I would like to see him just like be the person he was, because I know that it's tough on him, and I think that he really needs to be adjusted to the situation.
Right.
And I think that there's just not much that I can do for him, like other than trying. I won't give up, but it's just so hard for me.
So you feel like you've been trying and maybe it feels kind of hopeless sometimes.
It does. It definitely feels hopeless because I am constantly talking to him and telling him that he needs to listen to me, and because I'm trying to help him and that I'm hurting too, and he just doesn't care. And I wouldn't say most of it is him mentally being capable of it, but he does have special needs. So I would need a therapist to work with him that understands his cognitive impairment, so they can understand his behaviors proper behaviors that come from his disability and negative behaviors that do not stem from his disability, and to understand how he grieves, how he doesn't grieve, to understand him as a human being because he has special needs.
Right. We actually do have people in this facility who specialize on working with special needs children, and I think maybe we could partner something up with a grievance counselor and the special needs, and we could hopefully start to see some improvements in his behavior. Um,
And I would like to see also, like, someone for myself. I have extended family. Like, my family is doing, like, an amazing job of being there for me and for my son. He is getting along with his cousins, so it's nice to see that happening. But it's really tough for him and I to connect, and I think it's just because we both just feel so withdrawn and disconnected because we both lost the number one
Right.
person in our life.
you're both going through a lot, and people cope in different ways. So maybe when you're feeling like you'd like to connect, he's feeling like he needs to disconnect. And that's something that we can also work on here. Kind of bring it together, talk about your feelings. Maybe he will find that you guys have much more in common than he's thinking right now. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to summarize what we've been talking about, the behavioral issues at school with your son seem to be stemming from the loss of your husband, and we would like to work on maybe managing his grieving process and coping skills with someone who understands special needs children. And we would also like to work on some helping you get over your loss and get to a happier state of mind.
Yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could help him and help me and just get us, that emotional service or, therapy, whatever we need to feel better.
We intend to do so, and our time is coming to an end, so I'm going to leave it there, but it was very nice to meet you. I'm so glad that you came in and talked to me, and I want you to know that I'm willing to do everything in my power and the power of everyone at this agency to help you and your son feel better. Do you have any questions before we go?
No.
No questions? All right, then you're free to take off whenever.
Thank
So
you.
you have to take the stairs.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.